All right, let's get the comments going. And we are connecting, so that's a good thing. Woohoo! Everything's working so far, so good. All right, if you're out there, if you're out there, let me know you're out there. If you're on Facebook, it should give me your name. If you're on YouTube, it will automatically give me your name as well. So that's a good thing. So let me know when that you're out there, if you'd like. I am about 5 minutes early, so we're going to wait till about probably 11:33ish, and then we'll get started. So in the meantime, I'll just sit here. So let me get that off my camera. All right, so I'm just going to sit here and wait for y'all to come on board, and then we'll get started. Okay. Let's see, what are we doing here? Oh, that's what we're doing. Got all my stuff ready to roll. I'll put that right there. So we'll need that first. I haven't seen you guys in a week. I missed everyone. Trying to organize. I'm going to post some pictures later. Just by organizing one corner of my workspace, created a big difference. So it's a corner. I have 2 corner tables from, hey Karen Jo, how are you? Happy cold Saturday. I have 2 corner IKEA tables that I use with another table off to my left. And I had a stamp pad holder that I didn't really use that much, so that was towards the corner of the room where my table is. So I took it off for my camera light to the umbrella part of the light to be able to stand up and not get in the way. And what a huge difference it makes. It just opened up the whole thing, and I was able to set up my camera stuff and everything a little bit differently. So I'll post those before and after pictures today, later on today. I only did that one little corner. Of course, right now, I wouldn't want you to see my desk because not only was I working on today's stuff, but I'm getting all my things with my Facebook page. Sorry about that. I'm going to a business retreat. I think I might have mentioned to y'all, I don't know if I did or not, going to Arizona February 8th through the 12th, coming back that Sunday, I think, whatever that Sunday is, 8, 9, 10, no, the 11th, whatever. And so I'm making these little favors to give everybody some small gifts. There's 60 people, plus there's 7 employees, so I'm making 70 just to have enough of these, and I'll show them to you when I get done. But those are going to be my little gifts that I'm going to give everyone when I get there. And here's the funny thing. Hi Dahlia, how are you? We are doing, and if I have told you all this, just let me know, because I can't remember one thing from one day to the next. I tell you, the older you get, I'm becoming more forgetful. Anyways, we are doing a Mrs. Roper dress up. So Thursday night is our get together, like, cocktail hour, and you can only stay till noon. Well, we better get going. We'll start in about 3 minutes. Anyway, so it's our meet and greet. Well, I've never met these people, so we're all supposed to dress. You remember Mrs. Roper, who was the landlord for the Threes Company? I think it was back in the 90s. It could be 80s, 90s, whatever. So what's holy cow 70? What is that? Oh yes, 70. Yes, I know. So that's what I'm making. So my table's a mess. Anyways, so we're all going to be she's asked us to all dress as Mrs. Roper. So Miss Roper wore caftans and she had red curly hair. So I'll make sure I post pictures of me in my Mrs. Roper outfit. So I've got me a red curly hair wig. I've got a blue and black caftan. And I might wear my bedroom slippers. I don't know what she wore, but she always wore some like big gaudy jewelry and stuff. So I've ordered some from one of our team suite members, that's called part of the suite that I belong to, sells jewelry. So she's getting me some bulk. I've ordered some bulky jewelry to wear. Oh my God, it's going to be hilarious. And the funny thing is, they're not going to know who anybody is, right? Because especially those of us they haven't met. So I'm going to look one way on Thursday night, and then Friday I'm going to show up, and they're not going to know who I am. But it's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. But I fly out here at 8. I think I leave here around 8 o'clock out of Fort Myers, and then I get there about 3, and it's like 45-minute drive, depending on traffic, from Phoenix Airport to Chandler. So by the time I get to the hotel, I'll have time to change. I think the thing starts at 6 o'clock or whatever. And then I fly out Sunday morning. I fly out, the plane leaves at 6 o'clock or 6:15 in the morning. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but anyways. And I'll be back like 2 or 3 that afternoon. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be so much fun. It'll be a great icebreaker, right? So I got my wig in my closet, and got my Afghan ready. I'm ready to go. So anyway, so I'm making these 70 gifts, and that's like, they're not hard. Now I've already cut all the paper and scored it and got everything. I ordered some calendars. I'm making like a little note thing they can carry in their purse. And so now I'm just putting everything together, and then I have to add the sentiments. I did all of that. I've got everything all stamped. So it's just a matter of now putting it together. So, all right, it's 11:32. So welcome, everybody. My part of this part of my desk over here to the left looks like a tornado as well. And I normally try to clean it up when I leave at the end of the day. Yesterday, I was redoing a video or re-editing it to make it smaller for something else. And it took me all day. I swear, no matter how long I plan, I never plan enough time. So anyways, all right, well, let's get started. I'm going to introduce myself. I'll go through my little spiel, and then we'll go ahead and get started. And we'll probably be done by 12 o'clock anyways. I'm only going to make one card, but I've got 3 others to show you, and the sketch, obviously. So I am Dawn Duvall. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm located in Fort Myers, Florida. We moved here about a year and a half. It'll be 2 years in July of this year, so about a year and a half. And so my challenge has been meeting new people to bring them into my crafting business locally. And I teach card classes through our academy where I live. And then, of course, I have all of you out there. The nice thing about YouTube and Facebook is that we can reach people all across the world. So that makes it really nice. So today is my monthly sketch day and creation anticipation. We don't know what we're going to do. So I've created a sketch, which I did provide to you all late. I did it today, sorry. And there's a C in the middle of the oval. Just ignore that. I was trying to figure out how I was going to put my logo. Anyways, just ignore the C. So I'm going to flip the camera down. We're going to go ahead and get started. And okay, so here's the sketch that we're going to do. Now, remember, a sketch is if you're just starting out as a paper crafter or a card maker, and you don't have any ideas, sketches are a really great option to look at because it gives you a starting point, and then you can change it up as you see fit. And that's what you're going to see. I have created one, or actually I've created several that are going to be similar. One will be exactly like this, and then the others are going to be a combination, but it just gets you started. So, for instance, this is going to be designer paper, and I probably should have put some color right in here so you'd know. But anyways, if you don't have a circle, then you use a square. If you don't have a square, use a rectangle. So it just gives you a starting point, and that's the whole idea of the sketch. So it makes it really easy to use. Good morning, Marcia. And so that's what we're going to do today. Again, ignore the C. I think I started to type, and I didn't see that until after I downloaded it and printed it. So anyways, just ignore that. So this is what we're going to be using to get us started in creating a card. So the first card I'm going to show you, and this is the one that I'm going to make. And then I've got 3 other cards, I think. Let me see. 1, 2. I thought I had 3 cards. I only have 2 other cards. I think I've lost something. Oh, well, maybe it's this one. Okay. So the one that I'm going to make now is I just turned it. Instead of having my card like that, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 down here. I'm just turning it into the landscape mode. So what I've done is I've put my designer paper, and then I put a smaller strip than I would have put right here. Then I did my oval. Now this is a retired stitched shapes ovals. I don't have any ovals, so I had to use one that's retired, just to let you know. So this is not available for purchase. And then this is the Garden Meadow stamp set that I'm going to work with. And I love this stamp set. If y'all haven't purchased this, it's in our exclusives online. And then it comes with 15 stamp dies. So I'm going to use the wheelbarrow, which I haven't used before. So I'm going to use that. And then I'm also going to use on one of the other cards, I'm using the paper, the Meandering Meadow, that coordinates with this set. So just to let you know what I'm working with. So you can see how I've kind of taken that sketch and I did it, but I just turned it in a different direction, right? So basically mine's kind of like that. Okay, and then of course on the inside, I had a scrap, so we always want to decorate the inside. And don't forget to decorate your envelopes, because that's a great way to use up our designer paper. And this paper is from the Inked Botanicals. It's the 6x6 paper. I love this paper. It's Coral, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Daffodil Delight colors, and it's got some really nice pieces on there, some that have some not quite so dramatic designs, some are a little bit softer, but this is a nice set of paper to use. So that's what I'm using. That's what I used on this card, and that's what I'm going to use on the card that I'm going to make right now. And then when I get done, I'll show you the other 2 cards that I made. So we will probably be done by 12 o'clock. It's only going to take probably 30 minutes. So that way you can get back to doing whatever it is you need to do on your Saturday. So I have got a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 piece of basic white, and I'm going to score this at 4 1/4, and I'm going to come in with my scoring tool. That's part of our paper trimmer, and I'm going to score in the middle, which is 4 1/4. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and, which I didn't score very well, did I? I'm just going to pull this up and get it organized. If you see right here, this is our glass mat that is an incentive if you happen to join Stampin' Up! Between now and the end of February. But if you do in videos, that tends to glare. So I put a piece of vellum on here, and it makes a huge difference in the glare. So if you see part of that here from here, that's the reason why I have that there, is to try to keep the glare down from my lights that I have all over everywhere. Actually, the sun is out. This morning it wasn't. We woke up and it was 54 degrees. Now, I know some of y'all up north and out west or Midwest, that's warm to you guys, but to us, it's cold. So the high is 64. So, all right. So I'm taking a piece of that designer paper, and this is the back side, and this is the front. This is a Lost Lagoon color. So I've cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and place that here so it gives us a small white border. And these are really easy cards. So it's nothing, you know, sometimes less is more. You know, we want to do fancy cards, right? And then it's time consuming, and then we get frustrated, and my glue doesn't want to work like that. So, you know, sometimes less is more. So sometimes it's better just to do easy things, because when the person that gets this card that you're going to send it to is not going to have any idea how you made it. They just know that you made it and how beautiful it is, right? All right, so we're going to set that on here, and we should have a little bit, like about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, or maybe not 1/8, probably, yeah, about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, okay? So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing we're going to do is we're going to add this piece of paper. I need to cut this down. So I need to cut this down to 5 1/4. So I'm just going to pull in this little trimmer that we used to have, but we don't offer this anymore. But it just comes in handy when you're doing small pieces. Hopefully I cut that right. I got a little bit more to cut off. since it only goes up to 4 inches, so it's not something that you can use for, I think I can probably get it right about like that. It's not something you can use for large pieces of paper, but if you're doing small cuts, it works fine. All right, so I'm going to, now our template showed us with everything kind of centered. I am going to change this up. So if you look at what I did here, I put the wheelbarrow on this side and my sentiment over here. So I think, and I did, oh, you know what? I cut that off. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, well, I did, but never mind. We're doing this one. We're going to put a bigger strip because this one I did smaller. So now we're going to do bigger. So what I'm going to do on this case, I am going to move it over just a little bit. Or actually, I could leave it centered. Let's do centered because that's kind of like what our thing said. All right, so this is another piece of that paper. So I'm going to go ahead. I am going to put this down. I'm going to center this in the middle of the card. And this piece is measured. Hold on, I'll tell you what it is. Let me, before I get my fingers in the glue. It is, I think it's 2 inches by 4. So 2 inches by 4 is the piece that I'm using only because I've got my paper turned into the horizontal mode, okay? So we're gonna put that right there. All right, so that's that part. This piece I'm gonna put on the inside. All right, so we're gonna put this off to the side. Now I cut an oval using our that retired stitched oval, and then I have stamped and cut out the wheelbarrow from the garden meadow, and I'm gonna go ahead and color this now. So let me get my markers out. And we are going to color, oh, I forgot to get the color of my, let's see, what do I, my wheelbarrow. Hang on a second. Let me get my, oh, we'll do silver. We'll do a silver, we'll do a silver wheelbarrow, and then we'll color this. We're going to do this one, we're going to do this probably Calypso Coral, so it kind of blends. All right, so I am using the Smoky Slate, and this is the dark Stampin' Blend. So I am going to come in and, hang on a second, let me get my other tip. I'm going to use the smaller tip. I'm going to color the inside of this darker. It probably should be lighter, actually, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to color it with the dark Smoky Slate, and then I'll just make the tire a little bit lighter. All right, so we'll do that. That's, you know, pretty easy to do. Hello from, oh, hey, Idaho, how are you doing? That's probably Linda joining us. And then we'll come in with our light Smoky Slate, and I'm going to just color the, I guess the pieces of the wheelbarrow that make it, you know, like the body of it. So we're just going to color this in just to give it more of a silver. I did the other ones, you'll see in a minute, I did those in brown. But I thought, well, let's just do this one in gray, silver color. All right, so we're just going to color this in. Make sure we get all of the pieces. And this here. And then I'm going to come back and make sure I color. Oh, I guess I should do the tire, huh? I'm going to make the handle right here a little bit darker. So I'm going to use the dark again, so it's going to have more like a black. Actually, I'm going to do the tire in the dark, and I'm going to go over it a couple of times to give it a darker look, since tires tend to be black, right? So let me just go around the circle and get this colored. So do y'all have any plans? Is it cold up in y'all's area? Anybody going outside today? I'm not. When I get done and working, I'm going to head back to the house so I can watch football at 4 o'clock and see, I think it's the Kansas City Chiefs in Buffalo, and it's going to be freezing cold up there. All right, so I'm just going to go around this a little bit more just to try to make this darker. And, all right, so that's good. Okay, now I'm going to come in and color my, I'm going to color the barrow, the wheelbarrow itself. This is dark. There's a little rim right here, so I'm going to color this with the dark Calypso Coral, and then I'll color the base of it with the lighter. So we'll do that. Now I'm coloring on this piece of vellum here. So let's see, what do we need to do? All right, let me go in and bring in the light shade of Calypso. This won't take long to color. And then I'm going to come back with the lighter shade of Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to do the bottom part, the barrel itself that carries the dirt and the flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and color that in the lighter shade. And again, I'm just trying to use some colors that are coordinating with the paper that I've chosen. And you can use your large tip when you get into these larger spaces. This one I've used up so much that the large tip is kind of not working properly, so I just let that go. All right, so we're going to leave that. And I think I'm going to come in. Let me just do a little bit darker with this one, just for some shadowing. Let's see how that's going to look. All right, so we're going to leave that. And then we're going to come in and do our leaves. And I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to use the dark for the leaves. So I'm just going to come in here and do all of the leaves in the dark color. So just give me a second on that. It's pretty easy because they're not that big. So we'll just get these colored. I think this is such a cute set. If you don't have it, it really is a nice springy set to have. And I love that it's got the 15 dies that will cut out most everything that the stamps will stamp. So let me just come in here and do that. And then we just have the flowers. So that won't take us too long. Oh, I got to do that. I'm going to make that. I didn't bring the brown. Let me get a brown. I'm going to make that like a cat. What is it? Cat tail? Is that what they're called? Cat tails? Let me grab my. We'll do a pecan. We'll do light pecan. So I'm going to color that like. Is it a cat tail? Is that what these things are called? That grow. I think that's what. I don't know what, but I'm going to say that's what that is. I'm making it up. It's my flowers. All right. I'm going to come in. And since we're using Lost Lagoon, I'm going to color these flowers down here. Let me think. I think I'm going to do those in Pool Party. Let me see what it looks like if I do dark. So I'm going to color these maybe in the darker. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to leave some white showing. I'm not going to color all of them. And then what I'll do is then these up here, I'm going to color in the Calypso. And then I'm going to come back and go back where the spaces are. Probably, I don't know if I should color that brown for the dirt. Maybe I should do some crumb cake. So it looks like that's dirt in there. What do y'all think? I guess the flower's got to be sitting in dirt, right? Probably should do that. So maybe I will. I'll grab my light crumb cake. And then, so now I'm going to come back and I'm going to color these little flowers right here. I'm just going to come in and kind of highlight what the artist has done as far as the little designs. I'm just going to color these with the light color. And we could come back and make them darker, which I may come back over top of them. It's however you want to color. You know, everybody has their own eye and how they see things. And I think that's a stem, so I think I need to come back and color those little things right there. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to come back with a dark. Let me get my Granny Apple again. Whoopsie. And, oh, I brought the yellow. I meant to do daffodil. Oh, well. All right, so I'm going to put some green right here on those little stems, see if there's anything that I might have missed. And I meant to do those in yellow. I got my daffodil sitting right here and just didn't do it. Okay, and then I'm going to come in and just fill in the area that's in between the flowers to make it look like it's dirt, because I assume that these little guys are sitting in dirt somewhere. So we're just going to fill that in. And let's see, we'll do that. I'll come back with the Calypso and fill in around some of those flowers. But we'll just come around here and make some dark. Oh, I need to fill that in. See, it's always funny when you're using your Stampin' Right markers or your alcohol blends. When you start coloring, do you not realize you go, oh, I forgot to miss that little spot right there. So I missed that part and that part of the cart in between where the flowers are hanging over. See, I missed that part right there. And then I think we'll come back. I think that looks much better, actually. Let me come back with the light coral, and I'm just going to kind of do a little bit more filling in around so there's not such an open area of the flowers. We'll just fill those in. It's a full cart of flowers. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so there's our cart. We've got all that colored. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach that to the wheelbarrow. And since I did this on the right side of the last card, I think I'm going to attach it over here. So it's going to kind of go like that, and then we'll put our sentiment down on this side. So I'm going to adhere actually, I wonder if I should adhere. I think I'm going to adhere this. I'm going to put this down flat, the oval, and then I'm going to pop dimensionals up on the wheelbarrow itself. So that'll give it some dimension. So I'm going to lay this right about here. All right, and then we'll put some dimensionals on the back of the wheelbarrow. And let's get that on here. So we want to make sure that this guy is popped up. This is, again, it's an easy card, so the sketches are perfect. Again, if you're just starting out, or you kind of sit down and you have like brain, can't think of what to do, no design, you just, you know, it's just not coming at you. A sketch is perfect, as a perfect thing to use. It's very helpful to at least get you started with a base. Go Bills! Woohoo! I think I'm going to root for Kansas City, but I just saw this morning in the paper that they were saying they had 5 of their running guys are all got injuries, so that's going to be a challenge. All right, so I've put these up on dimensionals, and I'm going to place this right over here. Isn't this pretty? Oh, I just love this paper and everything. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment, and then this one I've chosen Thinking of You, and I'm going to stamp that in Memento Black. And we're going to stamp that on basic white, and then we're going to come back and place it. We're going to put that on top of a piece of Calypso Coral. So again, we're pulling all the colors through. I'm going to pull in my craft mat, and I don't think, you know, actually I don't think I need that with the glass mat. So, oops, see, I got ink on my fingers. All right, flip that over. So we're going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment here, and make sure we get it on there. I might be able to trim this down a little bit. We'll see. And that's one thing nice about, look at that, what a great, I had a lot of ink on that. What a great thing this glass mat is. That's really awesome. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim a little bit of this white off. So I'm going to bring in this little trimmer guy, and I think my ink should be dry. So I'm just going to slide this in here, and I want to bring this, because I know this way I can get my, hang on a minute. And you choose whatever size you need for your sentiment, because it's going to be all what you're using and opposed to what I'm using. And then I'm going to place that on a piece of Calypso Coral, and then I'm going to cut that down because I've got a little bit more than I need, right? So I'm going to place that right about there and trim that. Actually, I'm going to trim a little bit more. Do like that. That should work. Okay, so that's going to work. All right, and then instead of a square, mine's more of a rectangle, but again, you're going with the, again, the template is giving you the idea of what you can do. So it just gives you a starting point. All right, so let's add this to here, and then I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals, and then we'll decorate the inside. And I always decorate the envelopes, which I'm not going to do today, but decorate your envelopes, because otherwise you're going to have paper galore, right? You're going to have paper that you're not going to be able to use for your, we tend to order so much of it because it's so pretty. And then we end up having, we become paper hoarders. Okay, let's see. Oh, and just to remind you all, in case you're interested, all right, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this. I've got a BOGO coming up next, the weekend of the 27th and 28th of January. Is that next week? I don't remember. On my Facebook page. It's, well, not my page. It's going to be a Facebook. On Facebook, it's going to be Shall We Stamp BOGO. I'll send you, I'll post it in our group and as well as on the page. And it will start Saturday morning and run through Sunday evening, and I'll have all of the information. I should have everything finalized by probably in the next 2 days. I've got some more stuff I'm going to upload. I did a folder with all my paper, and for some reason it lets me see like 3 or 4, and then it doesn't let me see the other 31 pages. So but I'll keep you posted on that. I'm going to put this down here, Now looking at this, I wish I would have stamped off because that's a little dark for the rest of this, because this is all pretty mellow colors, but it's okay. Now I'm going to bring, let me find some, these are retired. Well, I don't know if these are, I think they are retired. The 2224 matte decorative dots, but it looks like there's some coral. So I'm going to pull some of these in and just place on, just kind of take up some of this white space down here. So let me take, let's get a little one. We'll put a little one next to him. We'll put one there, and then let's put, do we want another one? Let's do another one. Whoops, hang on a minute. Let's put one up here. All right, so now we've got our dots on there. And then we're going to take our piece of designer paper. And since we're doing basic white, all I need to do is open up my card base. And now this is a different design, but it has the same colors. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the inside of our card. So again, it's going to give you an idea and then show you how it just dresses up the inside. I'm going to leave a little space on each side of the on that paper. All right, so there is that card. Now, what do you think? Isn't that cute? All right, so there's our sketch, but I've kind of taken it and turned it around a little bit. Bring that down. Okay, let me show you the other cards that I've done. I've got, this was the first one that I did, and I didn't like this one, so I thought I got to make some more cards. This one is using the Fluffiest Friends, and this is in the exclusive, online exclusives too, if I'm not mistaken, or it could be, I'm not sure, I get confused. All right, so this is the card that I made. Let me get in here. This is using Pool Party. The paper is from one of the celebration, the cloud paper, Sunny Days. So this is the back side of the clouds, and I love these, just these little loop-de-doopy things. And then it also has these little cherries, which I thought were really cute, and it has shaded spruce, so I pulled in the square of shaded spruce, and then I just did the little bunny who's holding a birthday, little birthday cupcake. Oh my goodness. So there's that one card, and then the second one, I use the bear. I use this honey bear, and then I'm using the meandering meadows paper, and this is that real pretty paper that we've used quite often. That's all scenes of different out in by the lake and the water and the fields of flowers. So this one I did exactly like the template said. All right, so I took my designer paper. This is on Blueberry Bushel. And I cut this piece of paper down to 4 by 5 1/4. This is the back side, this blue piece. So I cut that. That's probably about 1.5 inches. So that's this here. And then my sentiment is up here. So I put that over here. And then there's my oval, which I cut out a piece of the same paper because I wanted the bear to look like he was sitting in the flowers eating his honey. So that's what I did on that one. And the inside, I took a little scrap of that paper that I had left over and applied that to the inside of the card. So you can see how you can take this template and change it up and get 3 different looking cards. And I think that's the only 3. I hope I'm not missing one. I think that's it. So, oh wait, and then of course the one that we made, which is similar to this one. We'll put that one right there. All right, so there's the cards that I made. So hopefully that gives you some ideas about sketches. So that is it for today. Oh, I know, isn't that bear the cutest with his little honey? So it is 11:59. So Karen, you are out of here at 12 o'clock. Woohoo! So thanks everyone. I appreciate you stopping by Saturday morning. I really do. And if you use the sketch, please share in the page or in our group. If you're a member of the VIP group, the cards that you made, I'd love to see what you've done. We all do things differently and have different ideas. So again, it just gives you an idea of what you can do with a sketch and change it up to whatever fits your liking. So there you go. I hope you all have enjoyed these cards. Thanks for spending 30 minutes of your time with me on Saturday morning. I greatly appreciate it. And I will be back Tuesday evening with some more fun cards and hopefully another new fun fold. All right, everyone, thanks again. If I can help you with anything, let me know. And I will see you on Tuesday.